Hello everyone, welcome back to the virtual workspace. This is the third part of our video troubleshooting common issues in Citrix, and today's video we will troubleshoot Citrix app and desktop launch issue. Before start, we will understand what is Citrix emulation process and how connection flow works. So what exactly happen when we try to launch the application, when we when we access the Citrix site and launch the application, what exactly happen in backend, which component communicate with each other and will access the application, so that we will understand. This video is very important. If you understand this connection flow, you can fix most of the issue in Citrix. So let's start how it works. So when we launch the Citrix site, the first step, then the package forward to the StoreFront server or the port number 443 or 80. That package goes to the StoreFront server, and StoreFront server return back to the web page, and we get the screen, the username and password screen. And when we put our credential here, when we enter the credential and clicked on logon, now we get the login page, the backend, how it work. So the packet, the username and password the packet again forward to the StoreFront server. StoreFront server then query to the Active Directory here on port number 389, and StoreFront server authenticate that user using help of Active Directory, and if the credential valid, then domain controller authenticate that user and send back to the StoreFront server, and StoreFront server will get StoreFront server will get IC ID for that particular user, and after that StoreFront server from here send that information to the delivery controller. It's for delivery controller to store token server communication, use port number 80. After that, delivery controller query to the site database and check the assign application list for that particular user. Before that, delivery controller query to a delivery controller and get the assign groups for that particular user, assign AD groups, and the forward that information to site database on port number 1433, and delivery controller get the assign application list for that particular user, and after that delivery controller send that information back to the StoreFront server. Now StoreFront server will get that information, and StoreFront server create a web page, and that web page it's mentioned the list of application published for that particular user, and that web page sent to the client, and so once and you will get this list of application. So how we are getting the list of application means web page created for that particular user and send that information to the client, and after that we are seeing these applications. So now the application are here on the Citrix page, and once we click on any application to launch, suppose let's click on this application. Now what exactly happened, the ICO file is downloaded here. ICO file is downloaded, But what exactly happened when, so we get the application list, and suppose I click of any one application, then that package again goes to the storefront server here, and storefront server again send that information to delivery controller. After that, delivery controller find out the list loaded server or working server for that particular application, and once delivery controller get that server details, like that server IP address, that VDI server IP address, and the status, that if the server available, it will get delivery controller get that information and send that back to the storefront server. And then storefront server create a ICA file. Here it will create ICA file. In that ICA file, all the informations mentioned, like the exact IP address and the whatever the policy we configured, that information stored that ICA file, and then that ICA file sent to the client. So now we are on this stage. We got the ICA file. This is the ICA file, and now to open that ICA file, we need a workspace application, and if I click here, it will launch the session. So if we go here and check that these are the ICA files, if we just open with this with the notepad, you will get all the information in the ICA file, whatever the policy we configure, and we will get the IP address. This is our Citrix VDA IP address. So and this is the port number. Through this port number, it will connect. This is ICA port number 1494, and session will connect to this particular server or port number. So it will launch the session. So now the ICA file is open here. We got the ICA file, and when we click on the ICA file, then the IP address of the VDS server is mentioned there in that ICA file, and that then directly the package sent to directly the client, the Citrix Workspace application communicate to the VDS server, and so once we open the ICA file, then the Workspace application directly communicate with the VDA, and session launch, and it's use port number 1492. And if it is session reability created, then it use port number 2598. And once session launch, VDA agent send the ticket for license verification to the delivery controller, and after that delivery controller communicate with the license server to validate that license over port number 2700, and once license validate, application it's already launched, and once it's license validate, application launch. So this is the connection flow, and it's explained how the application launch and how it work backend when we launch the application. If you understand this flow, if you understand this flow, it will easy to troubleshoot this issue actually, on which level. If you understand, suppose user not able to access this URL, well, that means the Citrix, from Citrix client to Workspace, there is some issue with the communication. So that you need to check. So on which stage, on which level you are getting error, that you need to understand. After suppose if you are not able to reach to the Citrix space, that means either that Citrix server is server is down, or there might be some communication issue or some services are down. So you need to go to the StoreFront server and you need to verify the services StoreFront server status, and you need to verify the services. Suppose if you you are getting this page, and when you enter the username and password, you are getting error, cannot complete your request, or that authentication failed. That means some issue with the delivery controller. So you need to check the delivery controller or some services in StoreFront server, like credential service. If that particular service is down, it will not authentication will not work. So let's suppose we will just try to stop the credential service. If I just stop this service, the communication will not work. So while troubleshooting the issue, you need to check like on which stage user getting error, and accordingly after that, now you understand which component are needed for that particular communication and which ports are needed. So you need to just verify the services on that particular part, and it will easy to troubleshoot. Now I just disable these services on StoreFront server, and let's try to launch the application. So now see, now I'm getting error, cannot complete your request. So if you follow the connection flow, I'm getting the web page. I can that means the StoreFront server is up, and once I enter my credential, then after that I'm getting this error, cannot complete to your request. So now if you're getting this type of error, so that means some issue on this level, communication between StoreFront server and the domain controller is failed. So now so you need to, these two components are they are on authentication level, so you need to just verify this two component. First go to the StoreFront server and check all services are up and running. So now this service is stopped. So that's when this service is responsible to authenticate user. It will communicate with the Active Directory and to domain controller and authenticate the user, but that service is not working, that's why it's failed. So in this way you have to understand in which particular stage you're getting error, and as per the accordingly you just check that particular component. So now if you now I have just started that service. Let's try to launch. Now I'm getting this applications, and authentication is also it's working. Now we are on this stage that the StoreFront server communicate with the delivery controller, and after that delivery controller get the delivery controller communicate to the site database, and we will get the application list. So if you after login, if you're not getting this application list, that means if it is just blank, it's not showing any application, that means we are some issue with either delivery controller or delivery controller not able to communicate with the site database, or maybe some issue with the StoreFront and delivery controller that we need to check. So and after we get the application, we click on any application, and then ICF file will create it. If this ICF file is created, and while opening this, suppose now to open this particular ICF file, we are on this stage. We got the IP address and StoreFront server created ICF file, and we try to open the ICF file here. So to open that ICA file, workspace application need to install on the Citrix workspace application need to install on the client. If that application is not installed on this stage, this file will not open, and you will get error. So that on this stage, if you are getting the error after while opening that ICA file, that means workspace application need to reconfigure or need to reinstall, some issue with that particular application. So now when we open that ICA file, it's and the workspace application is there, then it's directly communicated with the server, with the application server. So and it will launch. If it is fail, that means that server is not responding, or then you need to verify this server. So this will help you to fix the connection. This will application launch or launch issue. You just need to understand this connection flow, and after that you just need to understand on which particular step or stage you are getting that error, and which component are there to for that particular communication, and then you can troubleshoot that issue. So this connection flow help you to find out the affected component, and it will once you find out the affected component, you just need to verify the services and the status of that particular status component, and you can fix the issue. As I explained earlier, if you understand the connection flow, you can fix most of the issue in Citrix. And also I recommended go to the director. If you are troubleshooting any issue, go to the director. It will also help you to fix help you to understand where exactly the problem. So suppose if you go here on the home page on director, you will get all the information. Now 4 connections are failed. So if you just click here, you will get the correct information here, which the user detail. If we just click here, failure type, client communication, and this will also help to fix the issue. Okay, so connection. Okay, if you just click here, the client did not connect to the video after video was prepared for session launch. The session was successfully broke. That means the delivery controller, StoreFront server are working fine. The session because here it's mentioned successfully broke, but the time connecting to the client, okay, so due to the timeout, session get failed. So this means connection. So you will just get this this error message here exactly. That will also help you to troubleshoot the issue. And if you just check here, we have just disabled the credential services. That particular logs will not generate here, because after authentication, while we launch Citrix application, if there any issue, that particular log only we will get here. And suppose our Citrix app. Okay, so this is all about Citrix emulation process and connection flow and troubleshooting Citrix application launch issue. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.